This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
And welcome back to the final hour of tonight's X-Zone Radio Show, coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell. If you'd like to give us a call worldwide, toll free 1-800-610-7035. That's 1-800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our two websites, www.xzoneradiotv.com. And if you'd like to listen to past shows, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, www.xzonetv.com. My guest this hour is a good friend of mine. His name is Tony Uberoi. He is an intuitive life coach. He's intuitive, insightful, in-depth, and totally inspirational. Tony is an internationally renowned intuitive who helps clients tap into their true potential. For over 30 years, Tony has helped thousands worldwide on their life journey. Tony's readings are a combination of many modalities, X-Zone Nation: astrology, auras, chakra assessment, clairvoyance, palmistry, numerology, tarot readings, past life recall. And Tony does professional sessions, personal sessions, phone sessions, and he is a dedicated professional intuitive, caring and compassionate. He's going to treat you with respect. And for more information on how you can get a one-on-one consultation with Tony, I'm going to give you his website, and I'm also going to give you his email address as well as his phone number. So go get a pencil and paper right now. Okay, here we go. His website, www.tonyuberoi.com. That's TonyUberoi.com. His email address is tony@tonyuberoi.com. That's tony@tonyuberoi.com. And in the Greater Toronto area, his telephone number is area code 416-239-6446. That's area code 416-239-6446. Joining me now from Toronto, Ontario, is my good friend Tony Uberoi. Tony, welcome back to the
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very good, my friend. Tell me, Tony, over the many years that you've been an intuitive life coach, have you seen changes in people and the questions that they're asking you? Are they getting more spiritual? Are they getting more in depth?
Well, Rob, the two main questions anyone asks anywhere in the world are connected with love and with money. So other than this, I am seeing a shift in the consciousness of people. What I'm seeing, more and more younger people are getting involved in this. They are getting interested in this. They are not looking at it from a skeptical point of view, but they are looking at it from the point of view of believers. And so I'll say it in a very succinct manner. From the world of seeing is believing, we are getting into the world of believing is seeing.
I like the way you said that, my friend. Tony, you and I have to take a 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, more with my special guest this final hour of tonight's show, X-Zone Nation, a gentleman that I've had the pleasure of knowing many, many years. His name is Tony Uberoi. He is an intuitive life coach. And once again, his website is www.tonyuberoi.com. That's TonyUberoi.com. And if you'd like to call Tony for a one-on-one consultation, 416-239 416-239-6446. That's 416-239-6446. Tony and I will be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
This is Kevin Randall. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com.
Gibbs A. Williams, Ph.D., is a practicing psychoanalyst, supervisor, researcher, and author in New York City. Much of his life has been dedicated to understanding nature and the uses of meaningful coincidences or synchronicities. His radical and original non-Jungian, non-mystical, non-magical theory of synchronicities illuminates much of the fog surrounding this challenging and perplexing topic. His ideas and manners are fresh, presented in a style that is both entertaining and highly informative. He is also an expert on crisis intervention, specially focused on violence reduction for the police and citizens, mastering anxiety, frustration, and stress without the use of medication, and effectively preventing and treating heroin addiction. Dr. Williams can be contacted at his email address at gwwilliamsny11@aol.com or visit his website at www.drgibbswilliams.com.
Shamanism is recognized as a method to access the quantum level. Mastery of shamanic skills puts spiritual information and healing power into your hands. Path Home Shamanic Art School, a bonded Colorado certified occupational school, has met rigorous state standards, ensuring its director and instructors have the qualifications to teach the shamanic arts. Path Home offers its certification program in blocks of study. Block 1, a 5-day intensive, will be held in the beautiful mountain town of Coaldale, Colorado, October 13th through 18th. Registration deadline is September 12th. Experience journey trance, power animals, helping spirits, sacred space, and life purpose. Come discover your power. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, in the magical world of shamanism. Call 303-775-3431 or visit findyourpathhome.com.
With each new extreme weather event or terrorist act, it becomes increasingly obvious that we live in uncertain and challenging times. We all buy car insurance. Why not collapse and catastrophe insurance? Matthew Stein, an MIT-trained engineer and green builder, has written 2 outstanding books to help people prepare, plan for, and deal with everything from minor situations lasting a few days to full-on collapse. Matt's first book, When Technology Fails, is a manual for self-reliance, sustainable living, and surviving the long emergency. This massive book covers the gamut from first aid and emergency preparedness to alternative healing, renewable energy, primitive living skills, and 18th century technologies that could be critical to your comfort and survival in a long-lasting crisis. Matt's second book, When Disaster Strikes, is a comprehensive emergency preparedness handbook and survival guide. When Disaster Strikes is an essential item for every family's go bag. Both books are available at all usual sources. There's a wealth of totally free information posted at whentechfails.com, and author-signed copies may be purchased at mattstein.com. That's www.whentechfails.com and www.mattstein.com. And welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network and the X Zone Broadcast Network, and we're coming to you around the world on our family of affiliates right across Canada, the United States, the Caribbean, South America, Central America, the Pacific Rim, Australia, Asia, India, Africa, and Europe. Toll free worldwide, 1-800-610-7035. Email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Tony Uberoi is my special guest, Exo Nation, and he is an intuitive life coach. Tony was born and raised in India, and a land characterized by intense spirituality and mysticism, a land whose culture leaves a message of exuberant positivity and joy. It is this spirituality that supports his intuitive talents and the accuracy of his readings. Tony sensed his clairvoyant abilities at an early age of 13 when he first became aware of seeing images and receiving messages. 2 years later, he inadvertently stumbled upon a palmistry book that completely captivated him. His interest in palmistry became profound, and his intense knowledge molded him into the master palm reader that he is today. Tony also holds degrees in law, commerce, and an MBA in marketing, and he now permanently resides in Toronto, Ontario. And once again, Exo Nation, his website is www.tonyuberoi.com. Tony, when did you realize, after this epiphany at the age of 13, that helping people through their life journey and being an intuitive coach was going to be the road that fate, destiny had planned for you?
It's a funny thing you asked me that question, Rob, because I think fate had to fight for me, because my father was a businessman, and he did not want me to pursue this as a profession or what I would do in the future. And I remember how he would get rid of my books, almost tear them in my presence, and he did not want me to take this up. Unlike many people who claim, and I may even add wrongly claim, that they are fifth or seventh generation psychics, I am just the first generation, if I may say so. Well, I think although I did a lot of work in India, it had to be on the sly from my parents. It was only later on, I would say in my 30s, that my parents slowly began to relent, and it became a profession that I could take over. But I knew it would not be my profession only. Today it is my life. I research, I talk to people, I try to question everything. I don't just take anything for its science or its superstition. I want it to come from a spiritual base, and I have been learning, and I'm still a student. So to answer your question, when, I think it had to be gradual, Rob. It was not like one fine day. It was not an epiphany.
How has the work that you do, helping others, affected your life?
First of all, it is very rewarding. I don't think that the high that you receive from a telephone call from a stranger who might call you and say, "Hi, Tony, I took a reading from you so many months back, and you helped me a great deal. I've just called to say thank you, and I send you my blessings." So that high is something money cannot buy. So yes, it has really fulfilled me. There is a side to me which wants to do this in a very big way. I want to reach the masses, and I remember in our last meeting you were telling me to write, etc., and I'm taking it very seriously, Rob. But most of my work has been one-on-one. However, if you were to ask me to encapsulate what was the most important thing I got, it is the fact that people trust me to tell me those secrets which they would never tell even their spouses or parents or partners or anyone. And I feel honored that they have trusted me to do that.
You know, Tony, that's one of the many things I love about you as a human, and why I'm so proud to call you my friend is that you have a great deal of respect for those who come to you and ask you the questions. And, you know, Tony, I've been doing this show many years, as you well know, and you
Yes.
are you're the only person who's come on and showed that side of the profession that you are in. And I think, Tony, this is why you have so much to share, that your story has to get out there, because you just said, you know, you feel honored and you respect the people who come to you with their secrets. That is not a very common trait these days, Tony. This is very rare and very special.
Well, no profession in the world can boast that they know so much about a human being as ours can. So people like me know more about a person than the psychologist or the doctor or any other profession, and so we have to respect the people and we have to respect their secrets. But the main reason why I respect them, Rob, and this comes from my inner core, is that they are my masters, they are my teachers. Through talking to them, I have learned. So if anyone thinks that, oh, they had a gift, or oh, they read a few books, it's not going to make you very good in this profession. It is the people who bring their problems, and they themselves have the solutions inside them. All you are doing is helping them to walk and tap into that solution inside them. That's all you are doing. But in doing that, you learn, and through the learning, you become what you become.
Tony, you say realize your true inner power and be motivated to use it. What do you mean by that?
Well, Rob, there are all of us have gone through those times where we thought everything is impossible,
Yeah.
nothing can work out, and we only see either a wall or a very dark hole in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
But what we forget is, one, we are a spiritual being who've come for a human experience, and we should not feel defeated. The second is that science also accepts that, for example, we use a minuscule part of our brain power. But I would say sometimes we use no part of our spiritual power, and the spiritual power is the biggest power. So, as is said in the English language, faith can move mountains. People give up faith, and faith together can get them out of it. So when they decide, they make a positive postulation that they want to get out of their negative situation, nothing can stop them. And those who have reached the highest in any field would say that. Look at you, Rob. You have been doing this for so many years. You have come to so many of our psychic shows. You know so many people in this profession. And you have observed so many people go through their own ups and downs, and maybe your own ups and downs. And what brought us out of that? It was just that inner power. So what is that power? I think that power can only be unlocked through total faith and some surrender in the forces that are higher than us.
Do you think that people in today's society are turning more and more to spirituality because they're not getting the answers and the results that they're looking for in other places?
The answers and results were never in the other places, but they were made to believe that the answers and results were in the other places. But now they do not want to be brainwashed anymore, and so a consciousness is coming in them, the awareness is coming. And also, the days of the guru or the master and the days of the student are gone. Today is the day of sharing, we're all equal, we're all one. And so when we share our stories, when we share our experiences, when we share our wealth, when we share all the good and not so good things, then the shift happens. But personally, I feel I should thank people like you who have caused this shift. It is the media. The media has made people aware of so many things that we never knew of. So we know so much about the outside, and everyone is now turning inwards to see what else is there. So I will quote one of the wonderful proverbs which we use in India, where I am from, which says that there are many more universes inside you than there are outside you.
Tony, stand by. You and I have to take our break for the news at the bottom of the hour. Exonation Tony Uberoi is my special guest. www.tonyuberoi.com. That's TonyUberoi.com. And if you'd like to give Tony a call and arrange a one-on-one consultation, his area code is 416-239-6446. That's 416-239-6446. Tony and Uberoi and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the X Zone Radio Broadcast Network and on the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away.
It was a terrifying experience.
I thought we were going to look at the burner.
That day, we're a little behind, so we worked until it was starting to get dark. We loaded up the equipment and hadn't driven very far when we caught glimmers of this glow coming through the trees. I urged Mike to hurry up and get up there.
Travis had the door open before we even stopped. As he got closer, I heard the sound.
One of the guys said, "You feel that?"
I really panicked then.
I told him, "Get the hell out of here."
It didn't come directly to me, it came to a deputy sheriff.
Three of us volunteered right away to tell him what had happened.
Sheriff Gillespie definitely didn't believe it.
He says that we better be certain because we get in a lot of trouble.
When we went to search the next day, they split us up, and the whole time the deputies asked me, if you just tell us where the body is, we can all go home and get this over with.
We're talking about 100 people combing through the wooded area. Nothing turns up.
All week long, I've been hearing they're going to set it up to make you guys look guilty.
We're a rough-looking bunch then. Some of us have been in trouble with the law before.
And y'all ain't never going to come out of that jailhouse.
We couldn't get out.
I tried to sneak out the back door the day of the polygraph test. I was scared to death.
On top of that, you have media.
I literally would be on 2 telephones at the same time.
We've even got some coops in here now that's coming in and out to see the freak show, as they call it.
Everyone descends.
I just wasn't going to stand there and listen to it anymore.
Granny says, "This is Travis. I'm back. I need help."
When I did hear that he had been returned, it was almost as unbelievable as the original thing.
I just looked at my mom and says, "I told you we didn't kill him."
Travis Walton reappeared after several days with a bizarre story about a ride in an unidentified flying object.
People were desperate to explain it away.
Why are you sticking up with Travis for all this time? You know this really didn't happen.
What happened to Travis after we took off in that truck, I can't tell you.
I hated Travis for a long time after this. My whole world just tore up.
But I believe every word Travis said about it. He's never lied to me about nothing.
It's a net negative. We lost our jobs in the immediate aftermath.
And now you're not able to talk about it with anyone because you know that they're going to laugh at you, they're going to look at you like you're crazy.
But if you don't come out and tell your story, somebody else is going to tell it for you.
There's a degree of responsibility. Certainly I have to accept the bad. If I can direct what's happened in a way that I can make something good happen in the world, I'm looking for it.
Order your copy of Travis, The True Story of Travis Walton, today at www.traviswaltonthemovie.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, High Tech with Corey Kay, and every minute of the 24/7, 365 programming of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 712-432-9459, courtesy of TalkStream Live. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 712-432-9459 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 712-432-9459 for the best of paranormal, new age, thought-provoking, sci-fi radio programming 24/7, 365.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? Well then, meet Dr. Kimberly McGeorge and her cutting-edge breakthrough knowledge that combines science with possibility. Dr. Kimberly brings real-life answers and healing to those open to alternative solutions. She teaches solution-based programs and classes that will change all areas of your life forever. Specializing in conscious creation, intuitive readings, and energy medicine, you can rapidly shift health, relationships, business, and money and abundance challenges quickly. Receive her best-selling book, Secret to Everything, at no cost by going to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone. That's right, transformation can start now. Just go to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone and receive Dr. Kimberly's book for free.
While science pursues fact, magic accesses the quantum level, bridging random facts to form truth. As long as science and magic remain separate and polarized, the truth cannot be known. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka. Join me on the Science of Magic radio program, dedicated to unification and evolution of consciousness. During each episode, I'll be speaking with experienced and respected scientists and mystics. From astrologers to astronomers, from medical doctors to shaman, the scientific method to dowsing and intuition, we'll weave together information from seemingly divergent practices to promote unity and enlightenment. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, and the Science of Magic right here on the Mutual Broadcast Network. For more information, visit www.thescienceofmagic.net.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Explanation. Tony Uberoi is my special guest of this hour of tonight's show. And here's how you can contact Tony. He's got a great website. It is filled with information. www.tonyuberoi.com. That's TonyUberoi.com. His telephone number, if you'd like to give Tony a call and arrange a one-on-one consultation, is area code 416-239-6446. That's area code 416-239-6446. Tony, why is spirituality and mysticism so open in India, and yet when you come over to North America, it's like, shh, don't talk about it.
Well, if I say this, I do not want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I was shocked to see that a lot of people do not even know the meaning of the word spirituality. And when this word was mentioned in some of my brochures, etc., they think that spirituality or spiritual is something to do with spirits. And that's not true.
No.
Spirituality is getting in touch with your own spirit. But even before we go there, a lot of people here know their body, and they have been bombarded with many advertisements which tell them image is everything. They know their mind because they have a therapist, and they have suppressed their emotions because they were told, don't show your tears, don't laugh too loud, don't do this and don't do that. So they know their body and their thoughts, but they do not even know their feelings. And beyond the feelings is the feeling to go inwards, their inner spirit. And I was fairly shocked to see that it is no one's fault. It just happened. But I have a firm resolve in my mind to try and make a change of this. The people who I see or meet, I try my best to help them to see it. But I'm not the only one in this. There are many like me who are making this resolve. And Rob, I may not live to see this, but believe me, this continent will become the most spiritual place in the whole world. So why did it happen? More important than that is, look at what is happening. Look at the huge shift that is happening from the Dalai Lama to any other spiritual leader anywhere in the world. They are making it a point to come to this land. And whenever they come, people are discovering themselves, rediscovering themselves, going inwards, getting in touch with their spirit, their spirituality. And so now you see that meditation, yoga, and all the things which are first steps towards getting inwards are becoming very, very popular. And I may add one more thing, and that is the spirituality of the local people here was always there. And now that people like yourself are reconnecting these people, I think more and more communities are being, created out of it. And we all know that a group consciousness makes the biggest change. So the transformation is happening. But to answer your question, why did it happen? I think that nature was always bountiful over here. And instead of thanking nature, we got involved in just enjoying the bounty of nature. It's time to thank nature now.
Tony, why is meditation so important to spirituality?
Well, the oft-quoted definition of prayer and meditation. Prayer is talking to God or the higher self or whatever you want to call the higher energy there. And meditation is listening to it. And we don't listen. So meditation is important so that we get in touch with our intuition and we shut the scream of logic and everything else around us, and we can listen to the whisper of the spirit or the intuition.
A lot of people are eyeing December 21st, 2012, Tony, as there are those who believe it's the apocalypse, the end of the world, the end of the Mayan calendar, and yet I believe that all this negativity is going to be turned into a positive when people realize that, hey, This is what spirituality is all about, an awareness. We're going to start seeing more and more people having a clearer inner awareness of themselves and understanding more based on the negativity that these end-of-time prognosticators are bringing forward. What is your impression of December 21st, 2012, Tony?
Well, here's what I would say. Do you remember the Y2K?
Big time, yeah.
Yeah. At that time, about 7 different television stations contacted me, and they wanted to know my opinion about it. And I said to them, you will wake up on 1st January, and everything will be just the same. Mm-hmm. And of course, I was not aired, but a lot of my friends who gave a lot of the fear to the people, they were aired over and over again. And we both know, and our listeners know, that 1st January of 2001 was like 31st December of the year 2000. Nothing really changed. The same is going to happen, and I'm very convinced about it, that 2012 is the same hype being created. It started from the Mayans, and all they basically wanted to say was that a shift is going to happen. And I was watching a TV program the other day, and I'm quoting this person. Unfortunately, I don't know his name. And he said that if I have a calendar which goes only for, let's say, 90 years, it doesn't mean that the 91st year will not come. It's just that I don't have it on my calendar.
Right.
So the Mayans were just trying to tell us that there is going to be a shift in consciousness. That the natural calamities, etc., are increasing are not because of what people are thinking. It's just because of what we have been doing with and to nature, and so karmically it is coming back to us. It would be great that we change, and even if fear can make us change, well, so be it. Then it's a good fear. So, for example, when I was a child and my father said, "Don't play with fire," and he put fear in, and I changed myself. What else could be better than that? So I do wish that people change, even if it is through fear.
Tony, how does accepting the past help a person live happily in the present and the future?
Well, first of all, everything that happened in the past, most of it we remember. Mm-hmm. And if we remember it, then there are 3 things we have to do. The first is look at it and see it as a learning experience. Secondly, do not have a fear that the pattern will reoccur. Most people think because something happened in the past, it will continue to happen again. Yeah. If I have learned my lessons from what has happened and I change, then the same thing will not happen. And the third and most important thing that we have to learn from our past is that it has so much to offer us in our instinct. So it doesn't only go into our intellect, it also goes into our instinct, and it saves us from many calamities. How does it help us to live happily in the present? Well, if we have changed, if we have learned from it, and if we don't want to repeat the mistakes, but try and better ourselves in the present, we will be happier.
Makes sense.
I hope it does.
Yeah. When we talk about past lives and baggage that we bring with us from one life to the next, Tony, how do we know if we have baggage? How do we know if we've actually had a past life before? How do we know that this isn't life number 1?
Well, I would say I don't want to change anyone's belief system, because there are two types of people, one who believe and one who don't believe. So I'm not trying to change anyone, and therefore, if this is life number one, it is life number one. But it is always life number one because we don't remember what happened in the past. However, the Hindus were the first to believe that the soul, through the transmigration in different lifetimes, must carry the karmic and other teachings and things, but may also carry a baggage, a blockage, a problem with it. And how do we know this? One thing would be to go to an expert and find out. The second thing could be is meditate and start to feel that certain things have not been just an accident. Why would certain things continue to happen again and again in one's life? And therefore, what does one have to learn from it and make a shift or a change? I met a gentleman in Hamilton, and maybe you know him, Rob, but I'm not giving any names. And I had asked him this question: when you went into the worst of your life, how did you come out of it? And he said, I realized that it was not about anyone else, it was not about happenings, but it was about me. And if I change me, everything will change. And these are some of the things we bring from our past life, because as far as I know that person, he is a wonderful man, and it is definitely not from this life.
Well, there you go. I answered my own question.
Well, we always do that. The answer lies in the question itself, doesn't it?
And how you answer it yourself. Well said, Tony. Tony, palmistry is, you're very well known internationally for your palm reading that you do. Would you say that palmistry is one of the most accurate divinations compared to the other divination arts that are out there?
Well, it was the first thing I was, introduced into, albeit by accident. It still stands to be my most loved science, art, craft, whatever you want to call it. I feel that it is the most accurate because every electromagnetic impulse that takes place in your mind or your emotions is recorded there. It records your past, it records your past lives, it records your present, and it shows us possibilities of future. And because it is on you, with you all the time, 24/7, it continues to record. So if someone has not read the palms correctly, let's not blame palmistry. It may be an error in the reading, but I do think it is one of the most accurate. And the reason why I also say it is because you are aware, Rob, more than anyone, I do so many different modalities.
Yes, you do.
But this one is truly very accurate.
Tony, stand by. You and I have to take our final break for this hour. Time goes by so fast whenever I talk to you, my friend. It's great having you here with us back in the X Zone. Tony Uberoi is my special guest at this final hour of tonight's show. If you'd like to contact Tony for a one-on-one consultation, here's the telephone number again, X Zone Nation, 416-239-6446. That's 416-239-6446. Tony's website is www.tonyuberoi.com. That's TonyUberoi.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we do tonight's wrap-up as the X Zone continues right here from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the Talkstar Radio Network and the all-new X Zone Broadcast Network.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, High Tech with Corey Kay, and every minute of the 24/7, 365 programming of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 712-432-9459, courtesy of TalkStream Live. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 712-432-9459 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 712-432-9459 for the best of paranormal, new age, thought-provoking, sci-fi radio programming 24/7, 365.
Coming soon to the X-Zone Broadcast Network is A Different Perspective with me, Kevin Randall, as your host. We'll be taking a close look at what is happening in the world of UFOs today with side trips into the paranormal. Guests will range from those who are household names to those who have a different perspective on a variety of topics. No topic will be taboo, but there will be tough questions asked as we all search for the truth about UFOs, the paranormal, and those things that excite us. Sometimes we'll agree with a guest and sometimes we won't, but we'll try to keep the program topical. For those of you who would like to read, be sure to visit www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com and remember to listen to the other fine programs on the X-Zone Broadcast Network at www.xzbn.net. This is Kevin Randall. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com.
What Happened in Benghazi is revealed by Nicholas Genix, author of Obama, Islam, and Benghazi. He informs the American people that President Obama deceived them by advocating a strong foreign policy prior to the 2012 presidential election, and Hillary Clinton supported this deception. As the title infers, there is a connection between Obama, Islam, and Benghazi. Ample evidence informs Americans that Obama's early indoctrination in the Quran developed an affinity for Islam, why the Quran is the source of discontent in many countries, and why the Obama foreign policy deception led to poor military action and caused the loss of American lives in Benghazi. Genix provides 36 questions for the Select Committee on Benghazi to validate if Americans are justified to mistrust President Obama and Hillary Clinton. An overview of Obama, Islam, and Benghazi is presented on the website www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com. Afterlife expert Roberta Grimes was the first one to say that dying can be fun. Now her best-selling book, The Fun of Dying, is available in stores worldwide. So if you wonder whether death ends life, how it feels to die, or what heaven might be like, The Fun of Dying was written for you. And if you have always been afraid of death, or if you worry that your life has no meaning, let The Fun of Dying ease your fears and bring new meaning to your life. Nothing said in The Fun of Dying is based on the teachings of any religion. Instead, Roberta draws on evidence to explain how death happens, how it feels, and what comes next. A lot of the best death-related evidence was produced in the first half of the 20th century. When it is put together with recent discoveries, it tells a consistent and amazing story. Roberta Grimes blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Her wonderful book, The Fun of Dying, is available on Amazon and at stores worldwide wherever books are sold.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? Well then, meet Dr. Kimberly McGeorge and her cutting-edge breakthrough knowledge that combines science with possibility. Dr. Kimberly brings real-life answers and healing to those open to alternative solutions. She teaches solution-based programs and classes that will change all areas of your life forever. Specializing in conscious creation, intuitive readings, and energy medicine, you can rapidly shift health, relationships, business, and money and abundance challenges quickly. Receive her best-selling book, Secret to Everything, at no cost by going to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone. That's right, transformation can start now. Just go to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone and receive Dr. Kimberly's book for free.
And welcome back. I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking all our guests tonight. And what a great show we had. We started off with Dean Tong. Hour number 2, I spoke with William J. Federer about the truth, facts, and fiction behind St. Patrick. Hour number 3, Dr. David L. Roberts and I discussed prokidsinc.org. And my final guest for tonight is my good friend in Toronto, Tony Uberoi. His website is www.TonyUberoi.com. Now, once again, it's TonyUberoi.com. And if you'd like to contact Tony for a one-on-one consultation, area code 416-239-6446. That's area code 416-239-6446. As always, Tony, a great pleasure talking to you, my friend. What message would you like to leave the X-Zone Nation with tonight?
Well, I would like our wonderful listeners to just do one little thing, and that is ask themselves, what is it that they want? Sit down very patiently for just 3 minutes, close their eyes, and ask themselves what they want. Do they think they deserve it? And if they deserve it, are they willing to do what it takes to achieve it? And then, if they think that they are willing to do what it takes to achieve it, then just make a commitment with themselves that I will, whatever their goal is, go towards it, and I'm willing to put in whatever I want. And the last thing they should give to it is a realistic time frame, not an unrealistic time frame. It is my firm belief, I could almost guarantee, that if they put their best into it, they will definitely achieve it. I am living proof of it. I had the most amount of difficulty in immigrating to Canada. I was totally rejected, and I remember telling the person who rejected my file, I said, "You've not even understood what I was trying to say, and you watch, I will be in Canada." And it's 15 years since I've been here. So I firmly believe that it is in us, it is in each one of us, and we can all tap into it. All we have to do is 3 minutes of silence.
Tony, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to the next time you and I meet back here in the X-Zone, Tony. Until then, to you, my good friend, nothing but the best. My love and regards to your lovely family. And X-Zone Nation, if you'd like to contact Tony, here's the information. TonyUberoi.com, or you can call 416-239-6446. Well, that's it for tonight, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock as once again we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. So until tomorrow night, X-Zone Nation, always remember to keep your eyes to the sky and your heart to the light. Good night, everyone.